Yeah, that did it for me. So I have taken action. Today's video is going to be different because I'm not going to be talking about tabletop RPGs today, but I am going to be talking about this tabletop RPG channel. Now, some of you who come to the channel on a regular basis, this is something that you are going to want to hear. Others, if you're just kind of meandering through and you want to know what's up, all right, well, you can stay or you can stick around if you want. And for those of you who are have been thinking about, you come back to the channel a couple of times and you're thinking about hanging out, this is going to affect you as well. So I've been on YouTube seriously for a little over 2 years now, 2 years, 3 months, something like that. And I have enjoyed my time on here and I'm constantly learning, constantly growing. I watch a lot of YouTube educational videos just to know YouTube and how to do things. I've learned new skill sets. It's been a journey. However, there's something that I've noticed about being on YouTube and YouTube specifically in my journey. So let me set this up for you so I can tell you what is about to change on this channel. I'm just going to get to the crux of the matter here, and this has to do with YouTube monetization. I don't do this just because it's just fun for me. There's a lot of work that goes into the content that I put on this channel. It's like the Bible says, and those of you who know me know that that's my worldview. And the Bible says that a workman is worthy of his wages. And you don't muzzle the ox as they're treading out the corn. The simple way of putting that today is that, yes, it is right for you to get paid for your work. Now, a lot of people who watch YouTube videos are used to watching YouTube videos for free, and they don't put any real value on the amount of work that creators put into their videos. The only way that creators can get paid is through that thing called views. But then how views work, first you have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to be part of what is called the YouTube Partner Program. And that is when you begin to get ad revenue. It's an ad revenue sharing program. You have to wait for a little while and then soon you can put ads on your videos. Now, ads will be shown on your videos anyway because YouTube have already said they're going to show videos on your ads whether you're in the YouTube Partner Program or not. And they can do that. There's no problem with that, y'all. It is their platform. They make the rule. But once you get that 1,000 subscribers and you turn on those ads, well, then you have to get enough views going to those ads. And anybody that knows anything about YouTube, that means that you have to learn the algorithm. You have to learn it. However, regardless of if you're learning the algorithm, there's just some things that will not work so well depending on what type of channel that you have. You're not going to get a lot of views for certain things, and it just doesn't matter. And even though there might be a lot of people out there who know this, the way that YouTube works is that you can be subscribed to a channel, but you'll never get a notification unless you sign up for it. And even when you sign up for it, you don't always get a notification for every video. It just doesn't work like that. As you guys can see on my channel right now, I have over 14,000 subscribers, and yet, you know, our returning viewers that I have on this channel, well, they're not my subscribers. And a lot of these subscribers don't know I've even come out with a video. When's the last time that they actually saw a video from me? I can't tell you. I don't know. All of this information is stuff that YouTube does in the background, and it's just a lot of headache many times. But if you want to be in this game, well, then you're gonna have to learn at least a little bit of something. Now, my videos don't get a lot of views. I'm lucky if I get 100 views. Shoot, a video that gets a couple thousand views is a good day for me. So when I just got done doing one of my latest videos, which was a solo gameplay video in VAESEN, I said, hey, you gotta get 1,000 views. But right now it's sitting at 680 something. And that's almost a month ago now. It's getting close to a month to get 1,000 views. And how the YouTube Partner Program goes is that you have a certain what's called CPM and RPM, and that's not the same for every channel. It just depends on all these other little details. And so you're not gonna be paid as much as maybe another channel who gets the same amount of views. It's just the way that it is. And if you're gonna play in the sandbox, then this is what you have to deal with. And I was willing to do that. I was. Until recently, there's another problem that's come about. But let me talk about YouTube for a minute, specifically in my problem with YouTube. The first thing I want to say is that I appreciate YouTube. I do. You know, what was it, 2006 or 5 or whenever it started? You know, there was no ad revenue, and then they added ad revenue. So that was a good thing, right? And then they added the partner program. But over time, things developed, it evolved. And you expect that over time, right? Right. So this is what's happened with YouTube, is that it's evolved. And so there's always a new policy change, and there's another policy change, but then they overcorrect on things. And then there's the whole thing of bias. All right, let's keep it 100. Okay, YouTube is biased. They are biased. Now, whether that bias is algorithmic or whether that bias is a personal thing with the people over at Google who own YouTube, who knows? I think it's both. And I have seen plenty of examples of both. But again, if you're gonna play in this sandbox, those are the parameters which you need to be aware of when you're coming to the table. I was willing to work within those parameters until recently. We started hearing something about invalid traffic. And I was like, what is this? And I saw it at the top of my YouTube studio thing, and I'm like, what is this? So I decided to go ahead and take a look at what this was, because I was watching some videos the other day and I'm seeing people just shuck YouTube. They're just getting out of the game. And part of the reason is this new thing called invalid traffic. So I did a little bit of research on this invalid traffic. And invalid traffic is basically traffic from dubious locations or sources. And you can see these things in each of your videos. You can see where traffic is coming from. I understand that there could be some people who are using AI bots. They're telling their friends and family, hey, go and click on this video and click on this playlist and just play it in the background, or, you know, whatever. Okay, that stuff is not valid traffic. It is invalid traffic. YouTube is picking up on this stuff. And what happens as a result of that is that YouTube monetization ad revenue gets slashed to 60 to 80% of whatever it was that you were making before because of invalid traffic. And YouTube won't tell you where it's coming from because they blame you. Yes, that's right. They blame you as the creator. And as I'm looking at these videos of creators, they had no clue what was going on. These people genuinely didn't know. What are you talking about, invalid traffic? What is invalid traffic? They had to go do research on invalid traffic, even though their website was getting invalid traffic and they didn't have anything to do with it. But when they started contacting support, what they got was canned responses, or they got blame. They're like, well, you need to stop sending invalid traffic to your channel. And that, folks, is what did it for me. And understand, this is not happening to 1, 10, 50. This is happening to thousands of creators. And some of these people are being devastated because they count on that revenue. They count on that. And I don't blame them. Hey, you gotta work, you gotta eat. You gotta do these things in order to survive. And one of the things that you need to do is, you know, you gotta keep your views up, you gotta make the videos, you gotta do all that stuff. It's a lot of hard work that goes into this. And most people who just watch videos don't care. They don't care nothing about that. That's why we have to ask for likes and things like that, because if you don't, well, they won't do it. And half of the time they don't do it anyway because they don't care. And so how do you get to the people who actually do care on YouTube? Because you're really a slave to the algorithm, trying to keep up the views so you can get your money and all that. Okay, that of itself, again, that's the sandbox that you signed up for. But what did it for me was the blame game. And I was like, all right, if you're starting to blame people and then kill their revenue while you are still running ads on their channel, even though you've just cut their revenue, yeah, that did it for me. So I have taken action. That was my cue right there that things need to change in terms of direction for the RPG Elite Network. and they will. Let me just lay out what's in the works right now. So you guys know, I just did a solo gameplay video for VAESEN. It was almost an hour long. It took a lot of work to do that video. And it wasn't quite exactly where I wanted it to be, but it was close and I was on a deadline. So, hey, I just went ahead and I put it out and it was halfway decent. The video that I said, hey, the next video, 1,000 views, I'll put it up. Well, it's only at 600 and something right now. And I wanted to do that video sooner. And so I will do it sooner. However, the video is not going to show up on YouTube if it's under 1,000 views, which it probably will be because it looks like it's going to take some months to get there. This is what I'm going to do specifically for that video. If it gets to 1,000 views, that's when I will upload it, but it will not be the whole thing. Unfortunately, things change, folks. I might put a half an hour of it up, but if you want the whole kit and caboodle, because the whole thing is going to be a lot longer, it's going to be longer than the one that I just did, then you're going to have to get what I am setting up right now, which is an RPG Elite network membership. Now, again, I don't know how this is going to work out in terms of logistics. I'm still working it out, but it'll be very similar to Patreon, where you're going to pay in a certain tier and you'll get certain content, and it'll be a monthly subscription. I do not want to put up like 2 hours worth of stuff and then have YouTube tell me because somebody decided to be devious and give me some invalid traffic that, oh, well, you don't get any ad revenue from that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That will be the last one. If I get to 1,000, that will be the last one that shows up on the channel in terms of gameplay videos. All the rest of them are going to go behind a paywall at the RPG Elite Network membership at my website. But again, it's not up. We're working on that right now. And in terms of live stream, I've been wanting to do live streams and I was getting ready to set it up and everything. And then all of this stuff went down. I'm like, okay, it's very, very simple how I'm going to work that. The live streams are going to be done on my private Guilded server. Those who are part of my private Guilded server, who are part of the Elite Squad, because you have to be part of the Elite Squad in order to get access to the Guilded server. You guys will be able to get the live streams for free at the time that they are broadcast. However, if you miss the live stream, you're not going to be able to see that unless you get you guessed it, a subscription to the RPG Elite Network membership. After I get all that set up, this is what I have in my head. Things may change a little bit, but not much. This is how it's going to go. I could go over to Patreon, but it would be the same thing, right? Patreon is the middleman, and I'm trying to cut out the middleman as much as I possibly can so you guys can have direct access to me. We cut out the middleman and all of us just get together as a community directly. Now, some of you might be balking at this because you're like, oh yeah, it's about the money, and it is partly about the money. Hello, this is a business, and a business exists to make money. If you want to see YouTube ad-free, guess what you have to do? Pay money, because you have to pay for a YouTube Premium membership. And the work that I put into my videos is not a little bit. I don't do what everybody else does in the RP community when they just put up 5 people on the screen and they just let the cameras roll and think that that's somehow interesting. I don't do that. I don't do that when we're sitting around a table and got different cameras and stuff, and I don't do that. My whole purpose of when I do gameplay videos, and also when I'm going to be doing live stream, is actually as workshops for certain games. We can hang out and get geeky with this stuff, man, and have a lot of fun. Sometimes I might do some giveaways or something on my live streams. I don't know, I'm working that out, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna do that stuff. Now, part of that stuff may show up. I might give you 15 minutes of the live stream, 20 minutes or something like that, but the full, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, however long it's gonna be, nah, I'm not gonna do it. It's not showing up on YouTube because I could get invalid traffic, and if I do, then I have to kill whatever video is getting the invalid traffic, which means that my revenue is going to disappear for that video that I did all that work for. Yeah, that's not, we ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. So that is how things are going to change here. My new live streams, I might do 1 or 2 live streams here and there, way down the line on YouTube, maybe. But the plan is to do live streams on a regular basis, and those will be actually on my private Guilded server. So what I suggest that you do is, at least if you want to get in on the private Guilded server live stream, right? Because there's a calendar on there that'll let you know when they're coming up. And if you don't want to pay nothing, then it's free to get on the Guilded server and just to be there during the live stream. That's free, just like it's free on YouTube. It's the replay that's not free. If you missed the live stream and you wanted to get in on that workshop, that's not free. And also, even there's a little bit of a price that you have to pay to actually watch it for free per se, and that is you have to be part of the Lead Squad. So how do you become part of the Lead Squad? It's very simple. All you have to do is go down to the first link down below in this video. It says Lead Squad sign up. It's going to take you to a landing page. There's going to be 2 spaces there, one for your name and your email. Fill that in, hit that blue button, and that'll be it. You'll be part of the Lead Squad. Now, you are not automatically part of the Guilded private server. You have to actually join that. I'm not going to force you to do all this stuff. I'm going to give you options. You have the option of going over and signing up for the Guilded server. That will be your option if you want to watch the live streams. That'll be an option. If you want to watch the replay, then you don't even have to be a part of the Lead Squad. You can just get a membership and then go about your business. And this is something that will continue to grow because you'll have access to all of the back catalog of videos that I do over time. So that's how we're gonna do it here, because YouTube is on crack and doing like, they're just doing stuff that just is not right in my eyes. And I think it's pretty unethical and it's offensive too. So instead of me sitting up here and complaining about it over and over again, I'm just gonna do something else and I'm just gonna pivot. That's what you gotta do sometimes, because it's not personal, it's business. Ain't that right, YouTube? So here is the question of the vid. You know, I always like to have my question of the vid. And so what do you think about the new plans in the direction that I'm going? I'm going in that direction, but I'm still curious about what you think about me going in that direction. Let me know down in the comments below. That's going to be it for me, folks. I'm going to get out of here. So that means that your boys got to say peace, 5,000 leets. I am out. God bless.